Welcome to the Bay. It's one of the toughest choices any of us builders have to make. Do you go with the proven, heavy-hitting champion from the last generation, or do you put your money on the brand new, up-and-coming contender with all the new tech?
And that's the big question, right? In one corner, you've got the raw, undisputed power of the RTX 4080 Super. And in the other, you have the new architecture, the new smarts of the RTX 5070 Ti. So which one is actually going to earn that precious PCIe slot in your rig? Let's find out.
All right, let's get these two cards in the ring, because this isn't just about crunching numbers on a spreadsheet. No, this is a real battle of philosophies. You've got the hungry, up-and-coming challenger facing off against the reigning champ.
So let's give these fighters their titles. On the left, we're calling the RTX 5070 Ti the Efficiency King. Why? Because it's smart, it's new, and it gets incredible performance while just sipping power. Then on the right, you have the RTX 4080 Super, the 1440p raster champ, a title it earned through sheer, unadulterated brute force in traditional gaming.
Okay, first up, the round everyone's here for, raw performance. We're talking pure, unadulterated frames per second. Let's forget all the fancy features for just a minute. Which one of these cards is just plain faster when you hit go? We threw them into Cyberpunk 2077, which is a total torture test with ray tracing cranked all the way up. And you can see it right there. The 4080 Super muscles ahead, hitting 118 FPS on average to the 5070 Ti's 110. It's not a blowout, but it's a clear win for the older card's raw power.
And this isn't just a one-off, This is what we see across pretty much all of today's biggest games. The 4080 Super just consistently has about a 5 to 10% lead in pure frame rates. So here's the bottom line. If your only mission is the absolute highest FPS you can get today, the 4080 Super takes the round. But wait a minute, raw power isn't the whole story, is it? Performance can also come from working smarter, not just harder. So what kind of new tricks is the 5070 Ti bringing to the fight to kind of future-proof your rig?
And this is where the 5070 Ti lands a massive counterpunch. It's built on the brand new Blackwell architecture. That means you get support for future tech, like PCIe 5.0 and DisplayPort 2.1, for those next-gen motherboards and monitors. It's also rocking faster GDDR7 memory. But the real haymaker? That's DLSS 4.
So what is this DLSS 4 magic anyway?
Well, think of it like your GPU has an AI copilot. It literally generates brand new, high-quality frames and slips them in between the regular ones. The result? Gameplay that just looks and feels unbelievably smooth. And this is a trick that is completely exclusive to the new architecture.
Okay, so we've got a classic matchup, raw power today versus smart tech for tomorrow. But there's a third, very important fighter in this ring, and that's your wallet. So for the final round, let's talk about the one that matters most to a lot of us, value.
And wow, the price tags here, they tell a crystal clear story. The new RTX 5070 Ti is coming in hot at that $749 sweet spot. Meanwhile, the 4080 Super is still sitting just under $1,000. That's a massive $250 difference. I mean, think about what that could do for the rest of your build. A better CPU, a bigger SSD, you name it.
And this right here, this chart, is the knockout blow. When you actually break it down by how many frames you get for every single dollar you spend, it's not even a contest. That tiny performance lead the 4080 Super has just vanishes under its higher price tag. The 5070 Ti is, without a doubt, the value champion. So the bell has rung. The rounds are over. Who's the winner? Well, honestly, it's not that simple. Because the best GPU isn't just about the numbers. It's about the best GPU for you. It all depends on what kind of builder you are. So are you this person, the 4K Ultra max settings robust gamer? If you just have to squeeze out every single last frame today and you're willing to pay a premium for that 5–10% edge, then yeah, the RTX 4080 Super is your card. No question.
But maybe you're playing the long game. You're looking at these two and thinking, the performance is almost the same and I could save $250 and get access to game-changing tech like DLSS 4. If that's you, then the RTX 5070 Ti is absolutely the smarter play. And then there's the next-gen platform builder. You're putting together a totally cutting-edge system from scratch. You don't want to put a last-gen engine in a next-gen chassis, right? The 5070 Ti, with its support for PCIe 5.0 and DisplayPort 2.1, is just the natural fit for a truly modern build. Now look, we've only just scratched the surface today, hitting the major highlights. If you're the kind of person who wants to dive deep into all the benchmarks, see how these cards perform in a dozen different games, and get the full technical breakdown, all the info for this explainer came straight from the guide over at bestgpusforgaming.com. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one question for your build. What matters more to you? Chasing that last 10% of raw power for today, or investing in the next 10% of new technology for tomorrow? The choice is yours. Keep it cool and keep building.